You're listening to Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Hey, what's up, interwebs? This is Brandon.
And this is Alex.
And I'm Brad.
And we're filmmakers.
And we're also drinking bourbon.
Well,
maybe.
Are we?
Maybe. Brad. Who's Brad?
Brad. What's going on, Brad? Who is this guy?
I'm I don't know, bit of a music video director, filmmaker.
What's your real name?
Brad Golowin.
Oh, that Brad. We've talked about you, buddy.
What's up, man?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Yeah.
So this is Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon, but I don't necessarily know that I see a bourbon bottle in your hand.
We spoke on the phone last night, and he said, well, it has whiskey in the title.
Yeah.
It technically has bourbon in it.
We're super excited that you brought the gift.
Yeah.
Following the rules.
Why don't we pass it to Brandon and let him
All right,
officially
let's see
read
this
what I
thing.
brought?
Read it.
So we have today pouring, holy crap, this is great. Hoppin' Frog, barrel aged, Doris the Destroyer, double imperial stout, aged in whiskey barrels.
Nice.
This is serious stuff. All right, well, I'm pouring it up. We got to cheers this
So
one
it's
up.
a whiskey beer.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it looks like motor oil.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Holy I got to get a little more.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can drink this.
Oh, you gotta.
My God.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Dude.
Okay, so for listeners listening right now, we are pouring something that looks basically like the old lawnmower in your basement that you haven't changed the oil in 10 years, and you decided you're going to change the oil, so you tip it over and outpours black sludge.
This looks like my coffee in the morning.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It's good, man. It's like it's obviously not actually bourbon, but it is aged in whiskey bourbon barrels. So
we're going to have to, let's taste it first.
Yeah,
Then we'll get into
Throwing a
whiskey versus bourbon.
wrench in the machine
I
here.
have a serious problem with these terms.
All right, so cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Brad.
We're so excited to have you on the show. Let's see what this is all about.
Here we go.
That's actually not bad.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be like intolerable.
See, I'm not one for that Kentucky bourbon barrel ale. That's a little too strong for me, but this is, you're right, it's good.
Well, but here's the thing. It's not, you're tasting whiskey. You're not tasting bourbon.
True.
Because,
All right.
as we know and as we have reviewed on this show before, to be considered bourbon, it has to have 51% corn mash. Anything that doesn't have 51% corn mash can be called a whiskey. So all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon.
For sure.
And if you disagree with me, you're wrong.
I don't even know what to say to that.
So yeah, basically it's one of my favorite beers, we're talking about.
Yeah, it's great.
We're on Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. It is a stout, but given the theme, I thought it would be appropriate to bring today.
Yeah, no, lovely.
Definitely appropriate. Did you read the script on it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. I think it's so appropriate because even that label reminds me of like a lot of what you do, Brad. Like a lot of like I came to know Brad's work through Alex, which Alex would send me like these screenshots of like people with their like heads cut off, and he's like, "Hey, we're shooting this thing, and it's like in this barn, and we've got this, we have dead meat hanging." I'm like, "What are you doing?" So
bodies flown in from LA.
So you do a lot.
That is true.
So here's the thing: you do a lot more than just heavy metal music videos. We'll get to that.
Right.
But we can't ignore it. You do a lot of this.
I don't want to ignore it.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Own it.
Tell us the story. How did you become like one of the guys for this genre?
I think it basically just knowing people around town when I first started, like not really having any idea what I was doing. Like there's a band maybe 5-6 years ago called Attack who like, I knew a couple people in that band and did a couple like free live music videos to try and like, getting good with the record label and just kind of went from there and just worked my way up to, like my first real budget, which was like a $500 music video. And, I thought, oh my, that's so much money. Yeah, we can do anything we want.
Yeah, but I guarantee you a lot of our listeners are like, whoa, that's, hook us up.
Yeah, so, I just progressed from there, from doing, really low budget videos to, what now can sometimes feel like a low budget video, but compared to those days, like, come a long way. But yeah, it's pretty much how it happened.
But you guys are doing, like, you're being humble here. You guys are doing stuff for record labels. You guys are doing stuff with budgets that aren't $500. Let's be honest.
Right.
So, like, you're where are you at? Are you in like the 5 to 10, 10 to 20? Like, talk about that. Like, what kind of scale are you guys working with?
Depends what genre. I mean, a lot of the stuff I do is rock or metal, hardcore based, but sometimes it'll be a little more poppy or indie vibe. But average video, like if you are kind of like an established band in like the post-alternative rock genre, average budget for like a pretty well-known band is probably around like 8 to 10,000 range.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. 20,000, like I submitted a treatment one time for a band called, well, everybody knows Shinedown, but didn't end up getting the gig, but the budget for that was 20,000. And I mean, they've sold over 100,000 records in their, so in their first week of album sales.
So is that like a big, I'm not a metal guy. Is that a big metal band?
That would
huge.
Yeah. Shinedown.
I would say hard rock. They're very mainstream. You'll hear them on WBN here in Cincy, and
are they like the equivalent of like Kanye?
No. I mean, it's like I don't even know how to describe it. I don't want to say Nickelback, but they're kind of the popularity.
Yeah, like
of
they could
Nickelback.
open for Nickelback. That wouldn't be weird.
Lots of people know who these people are.
So basically one of the biggest rock bands in the genre. They're kind of maxed out at $20K for a budget.
Sure.
Yeah, I think gone are the days of like, $200,000, unless you're a rapper or something.
So, and then on the other end, 3, 4, 5,000 is kind of like the lowest of like bands that maybe either just signed to a label or they're independent and they're kind of self-funding. But anywhere around 10 is kind of like the sweet spot.
So what's your approach? You get a call, you submit treatments. Let's walk the listeners through. You kind of come from concept, you work with other art directors. Are you doing this all yourself? Obviously you work with Alex, you build a team, you have a crew. Walk us through the let's just say general band. I'll make up a band. I have a metal band called Death Baby, and I call you and I'm like, hey, we got this great new single called,
I think Death Baby's gonna sue you,
called Skin the Cat, and you're like, excellent. And then like talk a little bit about your process. Let's get in your head.
Well, it depends on the band. If they're if they do have label backing behind them, it's not the actual band that contacts me. It'll be the record label, the A&R person at the label. They'll send out an email. Hey, I've got this band, we need a video shot by, so-and-so. This is the budget. Let me know if you're interested. And then basically from there, if I want to do the video, I'll come up with a concept, oftentimes within like maybe a day or two, because they seem to never plan ahead, and
the date's always super close.
Like, hey, can you shoot a music video in 10 days? We need the entire concept,
full edit,
and and it's done. Like a week after that, we have to have the edit. But yeah, it's always you have to submit a treatment first, and then they kind of pick and choose between directors that they've asked to write for it.
Okay, well let's stop on treatment for a second, because I know a lot of our listeners, maybe they're getting into this, maybe they have some other things they're looking to maybe up their game on treatments. What's your approach on that? Do you have like a designer? Do you use Microsoft Word? Do you have a pen? Do you hand draw concepts? Do you pull pin boards on looks? Talk about that.
Maybe people don't even know what a treatment is.
That's true.
Let's define it and then go into that.
Yeah. So what's a treatment?
It's basically just your concept for the music video, what you want to do, how you want to shoot. The band performance. Is there a band performance? Is it all a storyline?
It's like a script, basically.
Yeah,
right?
It's just what you plan to do with the video, and you just write it out. So sometimes I include images. I don't always like to do that because I don't like them like locking in their mind based on a reference photo when I know it's going to look so much better than that. Yeah, especially with Alex shooting.
He probably you might reference my videos and then say they're going to look way better.
Right.
No.
Alex is like,
I shoot those videos too.
Alex is like, yeah, here's this chump video I did for Brandon, but let's do it even better.
No,
Right.
not at all.
But
We've done some good ones.
I'm just kidding, man.
No, yeah, it's basically just a submission of what you want to do, and they'll decide if they want to do it, and sometimes they'll get back to you and let you know if you know, hey, we gave it to another guy or whatever. But sometimes a lot of times they just don't even say anything.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. So you've done a lot. How many would you say, I mean, to date have you? I feel like every week you guys are shooting something.
Yeah. It's been around, I mean, probably over 100 now that
Wow.
I typically write, direct, produce, and edit, sometimes color all my own videos. So in terms of the workflow, I try and lately take on less work because it can get too overwhelming when you're writing for one project while directing another project and editing another project, and you just kind of, you know, you're in so many different headspaces that it's easier if you just condense it down.
Yeah. So I mean, having done 100, you know, there's the what's the Malcolm Gladwell rule of the 10,000 hours of practice
10,000
you know, makes you
hours,
great. After doing 100 videos, you know, and at the level you're doing them with all the aspects that you're doing, editing, writing, et cetera, whatever, you know, for our listeners, give me one or two key takeaways that are just like, man, you know what, after doing this, like, here's the one thing, or here's the two things that, like, I really learned, and this is now, I'm better because of this.
I think just kind of like the workflow of everything. I mean, just kind of how everything works, whether it's, you know, with the director of photography or, you know, dealing in post-production and making changes and kind of just knowing what to expect. And I think developing a thick skin in terms of developing relationships with record label people, and just kind of knowing all the different turns and the way things can happen is like the main thing I've learned. I mean, there's just so many different examples of things that have happened that I never would have thought that I would have encountered, like in the industry, that now when they happen, I just kind of laugh them off. Whereas when I first started, I would get like really offended and kind of like, you know, hurt by things. But then you just kind of, that's just how it is.
So for young filmmakers, really develop that thick skin and realize, you know, hey, it's maybe not them, but it's part of the process, and move on to the next one.
Exactly. And speaking to that, like one of the things that goes along with it, because I'm generally, you know, part of the conversation of the video throughout, I'd say, up until like finals. But there are a lot of changes that go on. Like even after you shoot it and you've talked through the script and the band's there, sometimes they have changes they want made, right?
Right.
How does that, you know, obviously, who has final say and how's that go?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff happens all the time. Like, you know, I could be directing a video and, you know, you submit the treatment like we talked about, and everybody approves it from the band to management to the record label. Everything's all good. You shoot it, you know, you shoot what you said you would shoot, and it looks how you said it would look.
Right.
And then
they're there and they see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're watching it on set and they're digging it. And then you know, go and you edit it, you show them the piece, and then out of nowhere, well, we actually want it to look like this, and we want there to be, you know, a ton of VFX all over it, and, you know, the look is just completely changed, and it's like, you know, from my perspective, like, well, I don't dig that look that you're asking me to do.
That's not what you submitted for.
Yeah. Why are we changing how we agreed to do this? And, you know, that doesn't happen all the time. A lot of times, you know, things are great and I love what I put out and it's exactly how I wanted it, and then everybody's happy. But sometimes, you know, there's curveballs that come your way.
Yeah.
So learning to deal with them is just part of the game.
Right.
For sure.
Because ultimately, when you work in music video production, you know, it's the record label's property, what you're making, even though you're attached to it personally. And, you know, as a filmmaker, you know, it's ultimately their call. So,
That's cool, man.
For sure.
Well, that's really cool. I'm glad. It's exciting to hear your perspective on coming from all these sorts of things. But I'm excited to hear like what do you like? What's your source material? Like what are you watching? That's one of the things me and Alex always chat about. Of course, you're a fan of the show. And so what are you into, man? What are you watching right now?
Well, not necessarily a source of inspiration, but I finished up season 2 of True Detective last week.
What did you think, man? I'm still I'm sleepy. I'm on episode 3 and I can't wake up.
I can't get past 2.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I hated it as much as like a lot of people did who just like ripped it from the first episode. I definitely gave it a chance, and like I enjoyed watching it. Like it's still well done, for all of its flaws. Like it's still like a well done show.
Yeah. Do you agree? Do you know about what's her name's Rachel McAdams? Is that a wart?
Yeah, I was laughing out loud when I listened to that episode.
I think you texted me while you were watching it and just said, "Ha ha ha, cancerous," or something.
Yeah, I don't. What am I supposed to?
Don't give her bad vibes. She's a sweet girl.
What am I supposed to agree on or not agree on?
What is it? Is it a mole? Is it a wart? Is it what? Is it a cyst?
No. I don't know what it is. She's a good actress, though.
She's fantastic.
Well, the thing I love about it is I do love whenever Colin Farrell is with Vince Vaughn in the bar. I just love everything. Every one of it can't go wrong for me. Every one of those shots is just awesome.
Yeah, the
love
music,
lighting.
Yeah, and there's always the girl playing music or whatever.
She's great. Yep. But yeah, I mean, it was good. Like I didn't regret watching it. Like I enjoyed it, but it just there's no way it was just anywhere near season 1.
Incomparable.
Yeah, I'm getting some more of this this Destroyer hop frog. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Whiskey aged.
Yeah,
whiskey aged.
It's actually from Akron, Ohio.
Whiskey.
It is
not bourbon, but whiskey. But
snag a little bit more too.
Yeah, it's really good. That's cool, man. How about you, Alex? What are you up to right now? What are you watching?
I didn't talk about it last time, right? Mission Impossible.
No, I don't think you did.
Dude, I went and saw Rogue Nation.
Of course you did.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
You would.
I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan.
You love Tom Cruise.
Love him.
You're a Scientologist, aren't you?
Oh, big name. Speaking of Scientology, should we go into this?
I mean, we can tell that story.
Oh, my God.
But if we tell that story, it's going to open up a whole nother, you're going to get into rattlesnakes.
Brad, do you know about that?
No, I don't.
Scientology and rattlesnakes?
I feel like that's maybe like a whole episode.
You're right, but it's just so interesting.
What about like a little tease?
Okay.
Here's the tease.
Well, the tease is how we met.
Yes.
We talk about this in episode 1.
Yeah, we talked about how we met on the rattlesnake documentary, Venom and Fire.
No, but there was a podcast episode 1, right?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Okay. We discussed it, but what listeners don't know is that directly after going to a rattlesnake church in southern Kentucky,
we were already in the mood for sort of like occult religion.
It was just religious experimentation.
We were feeling it. We liked it.
So anyway, on the way back, Brandon's like, dude, do you guys know, there's like 4 of us in the car. It's like, you guys know there's a Scientology church on the way back, right?
Because Scientology came up in our conversation. It was like we were talking about religions.
Yeah, for sure. A couple of our members had been involved in different church aspects and stuff and gotten out and saw the light. But
exactly. And
anyway, he brings it up. There's a Scientology church on the way back, and we all agree unanimously we're stopping.
Yeah, we're going in.
We gotta go.
And so we made like a pact, and we said we're going in together.
Yeah.
And we knew that throughout the process we were checking each other to make sure we weren't getting brainwashed.
Yeah. Oh my God! Because you walk in and it's like
it's beautiful.
15. Oh, gorgeous. The highest end
hand carved
wood.
They have all these flat screen TVs,
like holographic displays.
And each flat screen TV tells a different story of LRH, L. Ron Hubbard. And so you sit down at one, and it's like L. Ron Hubbard was a captain of any ship on any sea. He was the greatest man alive.
Yeah,
basically, he's like the most interesting man alive.
Yeah, like Kim Jong-un style. Like, first time he ever golfed, he had 18 holes in one.
Amazing,
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
ever.
But the thing that we noticed, we started to notice, is that there was like patterns of people like triangulating us.
Yeah,
and we're like, what is going on? And so we would get up from one part of the room to walk towards the door, and someone else would come up and close in the angle
and greet. Yeah.
Would you guys like to see this over here? Then they would usher us over to another. It was amazing.
And by the way, they were all from different countries.
Yeah, definitely.
Each person there had a different country accent.
Yeah.
Like,
and these
one was
people-
Australian,
yeah.
one was British, one was Russian, one, you know.
But I don't know. What I want to know is, was anybody there a part of Sea Org? Because Sea Org's like their special closed
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
It's now defunct,
It's like
supposedly,
it's like
according to
SEAL
David
Team
Miscavige.
6 of Scientology, right?
Yeah. By the way, did you guys watch? Did you watch the?
Yes, I watched
the documentary.
it. Yeah.
I loved it.
Breaking.
Going Clear. Or
Going
whatever?
Clear. Yeah. Going Clear.
Oh,
really good.
Yeah,
Really
I checked
good.
that out.
So good.
Yeah, the part about Tom Cruise was
Dude.
Yeah. Oh, well, and about Travolta, how they're just kind of like,
Yeah.
he's kind of like locked in,
Yeah.
even though there's debate about whether or not he still is like full bore into it. Either way, dude. Okay, super interesting. But we get in. Yeah, we have the system where we're gonna look at each other, make sure we're. Hey, you here? Are you good?
Yeah.
You're
Back
you're
to
watching
back.
it. Yeah. You're not like smelling anything funny, are you? And we kind of got our way into the back room.
Yeah. We
They
went
had
in.
this like lecture hall with a grand piano
Yeah,
and
'cause
a
we
bust
kinda-
of L. Ron on the stage.
we asked them. We said, do you guys have services? You know, we're like,
Yeah.
what do you do? You know, and they were like, well, yeah. You know, we were like, well, like, do you meet? Do you sing? Is there a teaching? And they were like, well, there's multiple things. You know, and we're like,
Yeah.
can we see where this happens? And they
how
were like,
much money do you have?
they were like, sure. And so they opened the door. We go in, and it literally was like, it looked like a church, and then, but it was like
Super
everything was
ornate.
white and
Yeah.
like ornate. And there was
Gorgeous.
a white grand piano.
Gorgeous.
That was like kind of ghostly. Like no one ever plays this piano. It's
No.
just kind of set
They
there.
just clean it,
And
yeah.
a big screen that comes down. And that's where Miscavige from the Hollywood Center
Yeah.
does the cast.
and a gorgeous bust of L. Ron Hubbard up there.
dude.
Either way, and by the way, I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just super interested in
Yeah.
the process. Like it's not,
I mean,
you know,
there's some issues with it.
it's a
maybe.
little interesting
Potentially.
and a little out of my realm of experience, but I'm just interested.
We would love to have David Miscavige on
Yeah.
the show.
But yeah, if any of our listeners are Scientologists,
Come on.
fill us in on
Yeah.
on the magic of it all.
Yeah.
Seriously, I want
Speaking
know.
of LRH, what about the film, The Master, right? Isn't that about him?
Ooh.
Oh, well, loosely based on that, nobody will come out and say
Yeah.
because of like issues, but definitely, yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, man, that's a shame about him.
Oh, man, he's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, that's one I want you to get
What?
on it. So looking at Brad's got a couple tattoos on his arms.
Quite a bit.
One
couple.
is a gorgeous portrait of his mother. The other is Daniel Day-Lewis from There Will Be Blood. Like super accurate photorealism. It's awesome. And I want him to get Seymour Hoffman from.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rad.
Oh my God. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's more room, you know. I
do it.
got open area.
The top of your dome is looking like a nice canvas there.
I don't know about that.
So that's totally cool.
What about you, man? What have you been watching?
Yeah.
So now that we get,
Yeah.
let's get back to the question.
Nothing.
I've been watching.
nothing.
I didn't even get into mine. I was watching Rogue
Yeah,
Nation.
we got into Scientology.
All right. So
Was
I went and saw
was Cruise good or not?
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Not only was Tom Cruise fantastic, but the entire movie as a whole was unbelievable. Like the action sequences that they pulled off, the
Yeah.
cinematography, amazing.
It outsold another movie, didn't it, Brad?
I don't know.
I think it was called The Fantastic Four, a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Didn't do too well.
Okay, and I meant to bring that up earlier.
And the director, did you see what the director did?
I can
The
bring it up.
director tweeted.
I can bring
and
it up now.
basically the director tweeted and said this movie
Yeah.
would have been, quote, fantastic had they let me do my thing.
Exactly. And when
Maybe it would have been.
They think they're suing. I think they're going to sue him.
Probably.
when Brad was talking about music videos, and you know, sometimes things come out that you're not super proud of or whatever because they get changed by
Sure. The man.
powers that be.
The man.
I was gonna say that happens on every level. Just look at Trank and
Yeah.
how
Oh, right.
that came out. You know,
Yeah, I mean, the bigger the budget, the more of that oversight you're going to have.
yeah. So no matter how big you get, things could get changed.
The
It's
man.
out of your control. You're just there, literally filling a position, doing a job.
Speaking of superhero movies, I do have to say, being
You're gonna weigh in on the debate.
being a loyal listener, I have to agree with Brandon. I would never. Okay, there's the Dark Knight trilogy, which is awesome, but like beyond that, like I can't think of anything else that I would want to watch.
Brad, it's been nice knowing you, man. I've enjoyed our time together, but think it's time to say goodbye.
But he's right. That's the thing. There's no like nothing else. I agree. Dark Knight, I'd watch again. There's nothing else that's worth even like watching a half second of.
The Watchmen.
I mean, there are like exceptions to the rule, but overall, like if you just walked into a superhero movie not knowing what it is or whatever, like 99% chance you're like, this is awful.
I love this guy. I love this guy.
99% chance that I'm at least going to be entertained.
The only good superhero movie is Sin City.
That's a great one, but it's not really a superhero movie.
Absolutely, and that's why.
It's an anti-hero comic
it's like
book
a comic
movie. Yeah.
superhero
It's kind of a superhero
genre.
movie.
But
It's
I mean,
from a comic book. It's not a superhero.
That's fine.
But
Anyways.
but as
I'll
they
accept
get,
that as you like superhero movies.
as they get darker, which is kind of like your
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
That's at least the kind of one that I would want to watch.
Yes. I can't wait to see Deadpool. Have you seen the trailer for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I might watch it. I might.
Well, I'm going to take you.
It's probably bad.
We'll
though.
go on a mandate and see Deadpool.
Can we
and
take Brandon too?
force you- No.
Oh God, that's
just
not
you,
good.
just you and me.
I think he might hate him more than I do. I don't hate him. I just would never want to go see one. Is that?
No, I get it.
Oh, they're bad.
Hey, well, here's a question though. How many of you actually seen? Like, did you
Enough,
see
man.
I've seen a lot.
Avengers?
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay.
I sit
All the-
there and I predict.
But-
Like my son thinks I'm psychic because I like finish the lines before they're done. Like,
yeah, they're
you know what I mean?
cheesy, man.
Like I say, oh, by the way, so and so's going to do this, and then he'll be like, "How did you know that?" And I'm like, "Cause they're all."
I will admit
same.
some of those were so bad that I did laugh.
I'm not saying they're
so
like,
bad, so good, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're literary or script writing works of art.
Right.
I'm saying
It's just a shame because they take great people like what's her name from House of Cards,
Who?
who's super adorable.
Claire.
Yeah, and then she's now in Fantastic Four, and
Is she-
now she's ruined.
Is she really?
Yeah.
She's not ruined. Nobody's gonna go see it, so they'll never know she's that bad. No, dude. Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, yeah, the scripts are really bad, and I think Joss Whedon's come out and said it that he has to take into account, I don't know, 15 other sequels that are coming out in the years ahead. So he has to write and craft these storylines and weave them so that it makes sense and that they can actually put out. They have to introduce 30 characters, everything. You know,
Yeah.
it's a whole marketing thing, and he's
Sure.
tired of it. He said it
and
almost killed him.
Especially with like the Avengers, it's just like take every superhero in existence and throw them in one movie. Blah.
Yeah, it's just
But
like
it's also
overload.
based on the comic books. So
Right.
you know,
But
you gotta stay faithful. They're just attracting that group of fans. You know,
This conversation's over. It's over, buddy. It's over. But how was Tom?
I hate you.
Was Tom good? Tom Cruise. Was
Tom
he
was
good?
fantastic, but I was more impressed with the physical stunts that they were able to do.
This was him like hanging onto an airplane and some
hanging
stuff?
onto an airplane, all the bike stunts, the motorcycle stunts, the car stunts. I mean, gorgeous locations, and you're just ramming a BMW down steps.
So
It's
a fun action movie.
Anyway, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I can appreciate that personally more than like all the CGI related superheroes. Like he legitimately does some really dangerous stuff.
There was something that came out recently, speaking of that, of practical effects and CGI, about the new Star Wars movie, and out of like 270 scenes or something, they only had 28 CGI effects or whatever. They're trying to do pretty much everything they can practically,
Yeah.
which I think is awesome.
Yeah, it's always better when you do it for real.
Yeah. Either way,
Most
go
of the
see
time.
go see Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. Brandon, what have you been
Awesome.
watching?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Why? You just been zoning out,
I don't know, man. I've just been busy.
laying in your hammock?
Well, no, we've just been busy carting kids around and stuff. I don't know. To be honest, right now I'm trying to think of something. I'm just continuing to watch my HBO shows.
Yeah.
I like. Have you seen Ballers?
I checked out
love
with
it.
The Rock, right?
Yeah, I love it.
I checked it out for like 10, 15 minutes, and it's not that it was bad. I just was like, well, I watch so much material. I don't think I'm going to... Like, The Rock's
Invest.
cool and everything, and it might be good, but I don't think I'm going to get into it.
Yeah, I
Pick and choose.
Like
yeah.
after episode 1, I just found myself caring. Like I was like, man, I want The Rock to I want him to turn his life around after he can't play football anymore, and now he's a sports agent, and it's good. I like it.
It's
Yeah.
kind of funny that it parallels his actual life.
Yeah,
He was a football
Sure.
player. He tore his knee or something,
yeah.
and now he's an actor. Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty good. I mean, it's fun to me. It's something different. You know what I mean? It's not a crime show. There's here. Look, do you guys agree or disagree? There are far too many crime, CSI, blah, blah, blah. There's a murder. Now we'll find it. Da, da, da. Even including true crime. True crime is beautifully done and well shot.
True detective.
True detective. On a whole nother level.
True crime, I think, is
on a whole nother level.
True TV.
Yeah. But in general, I mean, there's like, 800 CSIs. There's 400, you know, like.
They just slap a new city onto the end
Yeah.
of it.
And what is that?
CSI Des Moines.
I don't get it.
People would watch it, man.
They would. I'm from Des Moines. Yeah.
Probably be more interesting than what they normally do.
Be like Fargo.
Yeah.
Which I haven't gotten into that, but I want to watch it.
Have you seen the movie?
Well, I've seen the movie, but I haven't the TV series.
I haven't seen the TV series either.
Yeah, the TV series. I've seen it. It's
Young
good.
Hank's in it, right? Tom Hanks.
And what's his name?
Billy
from
Bob Thornton.
Lord of the Rings.
Who?
Billy Bob's
I don't
in
know
it.
his name, but he plays the main character.
Frodo?
No, not Frodo.
Elijah Wood?
No.
Oh, the guy from Sherlock?
Harry Potter?
Yeah, I think he's in Sherlock.
Oh, God, what's his name? He
Martin
plays
something?
Martin Short? No. Martin, what? Freeman.
Oh, nice. Hey, we just got our engineer just buzzed in and let us know. Which, by the way, guys, the reason we now have an engineer is we are
It's because we're big shots.
We're recording live to tape at Sound Images here in Cincinnati. And actually, we were going to be in Studio B for Bourbon,
For Bourbon.
but we actually upgraded. We're in the big studio today.
We're in A for Alex.
We're in Studio A for Alex.
My God.
And so anyway, that was our wonderful
I think
engineer.
A's for Avengers.
Yeah, it's for Avengers. Our engineer just chimed in with that answer. So thanks.
It's like the voice of God.
I know.
Looked up.
Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so anyway.
he's in Fargo. That's
yeah,
right.
he's really good in it.
Is he British in that, or is he American
No, he's
accent?
just, he plays like, the Fargo-y type accent. Like, he's really good in it, though.
Yeah.
I'd check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been wanting to.
hear
That's the one on my queue that I've been
Kind
wanting to
of
watch.
true to the feature. Same kind of stylistic, like weird comedy, quirky.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. That's what I like.
Yeah. So I haven't seen Straight Outta Compton yet.
It's not out yet, is it?
That's what I'm saying. I'm excited about it.
Have you heard listen to the album?
It's happening. I sampled. Yeah, I did listen to the preview. It's good.
Cool.
It's really good.
Where are you straight out of?
That's actually a brilliant social campaign.
No, it's gorgeous.
It's a
and
brilliant social
and everybody's
campaign.
doing it, and that's
Yeah.
what is annoying. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm right
Getting
now. I'm
everyone
straight
hyped.
out of bourbon because this guy brought whiskey,
yeah.
but it's pretty good. So give me another hit, man.
There's a bit left. If you
So
want
okay, well, cool. So hopefully I'll get back into watching some stuff. I got nothing to say, but I am working on some cool stuff. That counts for something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you working
What
on?
are you working on?
So we are building a 20-foot by 14-foot fake room to look like a real room for a company who makes stuff that has to do with rooms. And we are going to film a guy. It's like this funny bit that basically he's covering up something he messed up. And it's going to be a ton of fun. But the art department at this point is just, they're having a blast. Like they're trying to figure out how to build this thing, and how wide of a shot can we get, and are we going to be able to capture what we need, and so it's pretty cool. I mean, the client's a little nervous. It's first time working with us on this, but we're really going sort of over the top. I mean, I can't deny and say we haven't referenced Wes Anderson 100 times already.
Yeah.
This is all about wallpaper and super art directed.
Yeah, I'm probably giving art department more of a headache. I'm like, I'd love a 20-foot back wall and a 14-foot long ceiling.
Yeah. And he's like, a window would be nice. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if I want a window. And it's like,
Right. So what's the actual project?
well, I can't talk about it right now. Like,
we'll just say
technically,
they're two web commercials.
yeah, they're web commercials for a brand that does
Comedic They do
cover up product for the home, your floors, your
homewares.
ceilings, that sort of thing.
Nice.
And so it's a lot of fun. And so we're making a parallel that if you can cover up a stain on the carpet, if you can cover up a hole in the wall, then we also have an easy fix, and it's this product. And so it's this sort of comical thing. One of them is I can't I can't talk about it. I can't say it. Like, I'll get somebody. If I say it, someone will come in this room in a black suit, like on Old School, and just take me out of here.
You'll be good. We'll post it on
Yeah.
fdbpodcast.com.
But it's a lot of fun to get. I have yet to do a project I did one with the Carnival project we did in Miami a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But this one's going to be super heavy, like in art direction, and I'm really excited to see how it comes together. So it's
Cool.
a lot of fun.
Shooting it on the red.
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
And Alex Elkins is the DP.
I'm working on this project as well.
Dude, you're in the middle of a DP love triangle right now.
Ooh.
We're having a moment here.
Just getting pulled in both directions.
I
here.
could make a joke about that, but I
So
won't.
for all the listeners, some of you might know this because you listen to us, but Alex, dear friend of ours, obviously, and we love to work with him. But he does a ton of work with Brad with music videos.
You're talking about me like I'm not here.
Yeah, no, and obviously I work a ton with him, and we started a podcast together. So it's kind of a cool moment for us all to be in the room together. So
Yep.
sweet. It's
And
pretty
that's
awesome.
why I'm in the center of both of you.
Yeah, you are the guy.
You are our puppet.
Puppet. I like to think of it as you guys revolve around me like I'm the sun.
Do you know that? Hey, here's a question: is his extreme close up different than mine?
Brad's?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Does
Your
does he
extreme-
like to go a little wider or a little tighter?
A little wider. Your extreme close up is like borderline microscopic.
I love it.
If you could attach
love
the
it.
camera to an electron microscope and get just a pore
That's me.
or like a single atom, I think you'd like that.
I'm always saying, push in a little more.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever done an extreme close up, have we?
Bam! There
I
you
mean,
go. There's your new.
I mean,
your next project.
Lately, you just know me. I like low and wide, and we've
Yeah.
been. That's
Yeah.
kind of how we've been rocking it.
I feel like maybe throw me a little hey, for Brandon, we're gonna throw in a couple like
homage to Brandon.
crazy tight ECUs.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe like
it could be really cool.
maybe a hand or like right up on the eyes. But
Yes.
Beyond that,
It's pretty wide usually
yeah,
because we like to move the camera a lot.
yeah.
It's a lot
Like
of
to feel it,
shaky,
shake and bake.
shake and bake.
That's
So
a-
what's in your horizon, Brad? Other than music videos, I know you got something coming up, right?
Could we consider that?
talk about
Can we
this?
consider that? What are you excited about,
Yeah. What do you? I mean, I think it's a.
Yeah.
But yeah. What are you excited
Brad?
about?
What are
man?
you excited about?
I'm definitely excited about my first short film.
Nice.
Shot that almost a year ago now, last October.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it wasn't that long ago. Wow.
Yeah, finally got it through the editing process. Had a really talented colorist work on it.
You want to drop his name?
Yeah, Alan Stollard. He works over at Animal VFX, based out of Pittsburgh.
Sweet. Let's get his. We'll get his reel up on the FTV
Yeah.
site as well as your reel.
Yeah. But so actually, I just submitted the film to the first festival today.
Nice.
So
Did you use Without a Box?
I did actually.
That's such a weird site, right? It's
great.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like it's all connected to IMDb
Yeah.
and just kind of.
You could do. We could do a whole show just on Without a Box.
It's nuts. It
Right.
pretty much when you upload a project, it tells you what all festivals are available, their submission requirements, times to
Yeah.
submit, fees, everything, all in one platform. It's really cool.
So what's this film about, man? What's the log line, as they say in the industry?
The log line. I think,
Short. Well, let's go with the short log line. We don't want to go with the long.
I think I have it memorized actually.
Pull up the website.
It is a short film about an old man's obsession with a young female neighbor whom he routinely watches through his window.
Dun dun dun.
sounds creepy.
But that's kind of the catch, is that it's actually not as creepy as it sounds.
Sure.
But
There's a nice resolution.
yeah, it's kind of like you don't really know what his intentions are.
Yeah.
You might assume the worst, and you might be right. But you
don't
might be
know.
wrong.
I don't know. I think I've seen some clips from this, and it definitely could go either way because I haven't seen the ending.
Yeah, I know. And I forgot to. I know Brad told me to, but I forgot to send him links.
Did you?
Shh, don't tell him.
Did
Yeah.
you? That's all right. Yeah, I actually just finished up a like a little trailer. It's like 40 seconds long, and
Yeah, that's going to be on the
Teaser.
site.
yeah, a little
Yeah.
tease.
Teases
Nice,
you.
dude. That's
yeah,
awesome.
We're definitely going to put that up.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
But yeah, Alex actually shot that for me.
Did I?
He did.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Should we just continue to talk about you like you're not here?
Yes.
Oh,
Alex,
God.
whom we know and love, shot this project. It's like, what? Am I not here?
Rest in peace.
God.
But yeah, so I'm excited about that.
That's cool, man.
It's my short film. You know, I've done like a ton of music video work, and you know, I've edited feature films. I've edited shorts, but I've never actually directed one. So I'm excited.
You've been wanting to do this specific story for quite a while, right? Like you had it in the back of your head.
Yeah, for a couple years, and so I'm excited to get that out there. See what people think of it. I mean, everybody I've showed it to so far has really liked it, privately, but that's to be expected when you're showing friends and
your brother and sister.
Right.
So, well, cool, man. Well, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
This is awesome. I can't wait to see how people react. It's always fun to see how people react.
Yeah. Have you done any like short film work?
Well, I've done a lot of documentary stuff and short documentary. I love documentary. I love getting into a subject and like kind of like, whoa, like that's really cool. Kind of piggybacking on what I'm excited about. Another project I'm working on, and I can talk about, is with a company that makes wood veneer. They're based in Ohio, and they take the tree from the forest, and then they cut it down to certain sizes for how they can run it through the machines. They debark it, they soak it in water, they pressurize it, they do all this stuff to get it to be super clean. Then they run it through these unbelievably fine slicers to make the thinnest of thin wood veneer that you can make, and they sell it all over the world. Like the wooden dashboards on like BMWs and all that sort of stuff. They make that and they sell that to different people. They sell it to architects or whatever. And so, I got to sit down with them, and they were really cool. And I said, guys, I don't want to make corporate videos. I love to tell stories that are intricate and interesting and quirky. And they had this great, the guy who's founded it, he's from Germany. He has, still has an accent. His grandson is in line to, kind of take the company, to the next generation. And it's just going to be a ton of fun to hear him tell stories. And we're going to shoot all this great B-roll. There's a patch of land in Indiana that they own, and the grandfather has never seen the forest that he owns. So we're going to go down there with him and, fly the drone and get some cool shots shooting through the woods of him sort of walking through and touching the trees and sizing them up. And then all the while, he's just going to be on there talking, when I came from Germany, da-da-da-da-da, and just this cool story. But anyway, those sorts of things I get really excited about. I love dipping into these subcultures of little worlds that I never knew about. Like, wow, that's around the corner from my house. I didn't know that. Kind of those reading Rainbow moments. Like when I just introduced Nash to Reading Rainbow, and LeVar is holding a bowling ball, talking about chain reactions, and they show like how the bowling alley works. Yeah. And then I found out that they make all the bowling balls in like Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Really?
I love that stuff. So for me, I like exploring those worlds. But I too, like you, have thought, you know what? I've never really given narrative or sort of live action a solid effort. And on a shoot with Alex heading up to somewhere in Michigan, like Port Huron, or somewhere
Traverse City.
Yeah. We said let's write a film, and we had plenty of time to kill in the car. We had 7 hours or whatever, and we sort of reverse engineered what today we are concepting as our short film Kill Game, which we've talked about on the show.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so it's actually fitting that you're talking about how excited you are for your film, because today, literally 30 minutes before we walked in for the session, we got confirmation from Rob, the Chicken Man, at the Proud Rooster, and he confirmed we are shooting.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and announce it on air.
Go for it.
Because this is going to hold us accountable.
I'm excited about it, so you should probably talk.
We need the community to help us get this film done. But December
this could be
12th through the 14th. That's our shoot day. Yep. So we got a shoot day. So we're excited
for Kill Game, the short film.
Yeah. So so we'll see, man. We're still, we got a lot of work to do ahead of us, but
it's right around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we still have to launch a campaign. We still have to get everything, get the crew or the cast comfortable with the script. Everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so we're going to need all the help we can get from the community, and who knows? We might have you. We might crew you up, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I've never done is, any sort of like Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign or anything like that. So
it's a long we did one prior.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We did. We talked about that. What episode was that?
And that's where the silence came from.
Yeah. It got bad.
Rest in peace. Kill Game Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah. What was that episode? There was an episode.
I don't know.
It's
either way.
Yeah, it's depressing.
But you guys aren't giving up.
We're not giving up, man.
Do it.
We're not giving up, and now we have an endorsement from from Brad. He endorses this film.
Yeah.
I do. I haven't read the script.
Brad just said it's the best film he's not
never
seen.
Yeah,
seen.
I don't know anything about it, but I do know 2 people involved in it, and I'm fairly confident that I can endorse this film.
There you go. Endorsed by
So-
Brad Golowin himself.
So it's cool, man. And there's a lot of fun, exciting things going on. There's exciting things going on with the podcast. I mean, we're super stoked to be in a position where we are now with this type of studio where we can bring in guests, where, we don't have to worry about how many mics we have or how good it's going to sound. And we can let our listeners hear from real filmmakers. And that's what it's about. A lot of those podcasts that are out there, and there's some great podcasts out there, but they're talking about Hollywood. They're talking about $1 million budgets. They're bringing in, stars from Hollywood every week. And that's fun to listen to. But as a real filmmaker in the trenches, it's not realistic.
Yeah.
And I think what we're super excited about is we're hearing from the community about how we're connecting and we're telling the story of the real filmmakers, not the 1%, but the real filmmakers, people that are doing this for a living, people that are, putting the blood and guts on the line. And to have guys like you come in who are, you're a working filmmaker who makes a living doing really cool stuff is so cool for people to hear. And so I'm just excited that, show 11, we're in this position. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm digging it. Yeah. So thank you for coming on, Brad.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'll tell you what I'm excited about. I'm excited about our new segment on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Adam,
Yeah.
Mr. Plyman.
Let's throw it to him. I don't know if is it the soundbite? What are we calling
Let's
this
call
thing?
it. Let's call it the soundbite.
For now.
Sound images soundbite. Right.
Let's
it
see what-
kind of rings.
Adam, what do you got to say?
Well, thanks. Yeah, this week, guys, I'm excited about a couple things. One, me personally, I'm wrapping up a mix that's got international distribution and it's heading out on Monday, which all of us around here at Sound Images are super stoked about. And but aside from that, I just want to say thank you to all the films that think of audio first. That put us as a priority. That when they're looking at locations, they're thinking about how the location sounds. And when they're thinking about timelines, they're thinking about how much time they can allow for audio at the back. That after the edit's done, that how much time will they give us to refine the film and emotionally bring it to life. And that's what I love. And that's the amount of films that do that, especially on like the independent level and us digital filmmakers. Thank you. Thank you for paying attention to this and not being a last minute thing, not needing to turn it around in a day and sliding your mix.
Hey, Adam?
Yeah.
That never happens.
Oh, well, all right, you got a point. It's hard sometimes, guys. I'm sorry. All right, well, next week, I know we said it was going to be here this week. 3DO Labs, we had a shipping issue, but we're going to have their binaural microphones to check out. And for all you headphone listeners out there, we will be swirling some pretty awesome stuff around your heads and talking about the uses, for recording things like that. So I think it'll be really cool. So next week it'll be 3DO Labs binaural microphones.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Oh, whoa.
Dude, this is
cool.
awesome.
I love having that segment. Just something we can't speak to.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Anyway, that's
So,
kind of neat. Looking
anyway.
forward to more of those.
We've got some really awesome stuff coming up.
Oh, my God.
We talked about it last week.
We tease this all the time, and I really wish that we could say more right now.
I kind of want to say it right now.
You can't.
All right.
No, you can't.
I won't.
Because you just got to make sure it's in writing before we talk about it.
Yeah, there's things happening.
This barrel aged has just got Brandon
Giddy.
just like he's
Little
loving it.
Schoolgirl over here.
Oh man, it's been good, but we're super excited. I do want to say, hold on tight, folks. The Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon T-shirt
Ooh,
is on its way,
Oh.
and I want nothing more than to
Fantastic.
see Instagram and the intranets blow up with little filmmakers taking selfies on set, and we're gonna spread this thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna go viral, but it's gonna be like what's less than viral? Like you might catch it, you might not. You know what I'm talking about?
it could go like regionally viral.
Yeah. Well,
Not nationwide viral.
you know what though? We have listeners in over 42 countries. We have listeners
True.
in over 1,200 cities.
We do. So nationwide.
To me, it's not
International.
quite, maybe not Ebola viral, but maybe like
Sir,
like
you've
a bad
got a virus.
cold, like a
Yeah.
bad cold.
Yeah.
It's like chickenpox.
We could be like chickenpox.
Oh my God. Just invading our listeners.
So speaking of listeners, I've got the coolest listener mail.
Do you?
You guys want to hear this?
Sure.
So you remember last week we talked about a guy who was who called in and said that he was super excited because he had Lyme disease.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
He was bedridden.
Yeah.
Or,
and we were
locked in
his
his house,
we
huh?
were his connection to Shop Talk.
Yep.
I have a follow up, right?
made me
Because
feel
everybody's
super
wondering,
good.
like, is this guy okay?
Yeah.
So I got a follow up.
Read it out.
Here it goes. Hey guys, thanks so much for the shout out and the answers to my question. I also keep a backup set of clothes
Like a poem.
anytime I'm shooting on stage. So that was your reference. You talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
all your weird things you do.
Well, I'm pretty weird.
You've
So, yeah.
got some problems. Just as a follow-up, though, he wanted to clarify, he is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sweet. Shout out to all our Pittsburgh listeners.
Yeah.
We love
Kind of a
Pittsburgh.
sister city of Cincy.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours away. After a long course of antibiotics, I'm slowly getting better. And will be
Sweet.
returning to set life soon. As I do, I definitely will be as always, I will definitely be spreading the word about FDB.
FDB.
Anyway, I really dig the addition of Adam here at Sound Images and the step up in sound quality. Keep up the great work, Jonathan Gribben.
Jonathan Gribben.
Cheers. Let's cheers.
Nice.
Let's throw
Cheers.
one back for him. Cheers, buddy.
Glad you're doing better,
Here's
man.
to you.
Thanks for listening and thanks for throwing us out there.
Yeah, so you guys quite literally helped, if not make him better, pass the time.
Yeah. I feel really good about that.
I think we healed him.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
FTB heals. Hashtag.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
That's almost too good not to go out on.
Oh, no.
FDB heals. Hashtag.
Hashtag.
I like that.
That's hilarious. Is there nothing else?
Not
There's
this
a
week. I
few
don't
more
think
that-
so.
It's fine.
You guys ever get any hate mail?
We haven't yet. We ask for it.
Yeah.
We tell people, hey,
Disagree with us.
if you
Yeah.
hate us,
Actually, this week
Right in.
with the Scientology, it could be the
oh,
first.
this could be the 1st one.
I think we might get shut down.
What's
guys.
the
Oh, you're right. We didn't think about that.
What?
They might put their people on it.
Well,
Yeah.
I said that I'm not
Oh,
making fun of
crap.
anybody.
well, we weren't making fun of it.
I'm
We were
just interested. I'm intrigued.
Don't. Oh man, this could get bad.
No.
We're gonna get shut down. There's gonna be people standing outside of our doors at home.
Dude, who's that at the door?
Is that Elron?
Ghost of Elron.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But
Anyway.
you know what though?
Yeah.
We do have a great listenership.
Yeah, that's cool.
We invite Scientologists to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is go to fdbpodcast.com.
Yep.
Check out the newly redesigned site,
Fantastic.
which is sweet. And check around there. You can always hear the show on there and find stuff we post and read articles and whatnot.
There's a button up top that says what? What's it say?
Ask me anything.
Oh, yeah, that's what it says.
It says ask me anything, and you can literally ask us anything.
And please
But
do.
will you know who we are if we do that?
Not always.
You gotta put
Sometimes
your
it's
name.
anonymous. You got to tell us
If
who
you don't
are.
sign it, see the fact that it's was it Tumblr?
It's just a pre-built thing.
Whatever it is. You have to sign in to do it. Otherwise, it's anonymous. So please, please, please put your name or your screen
Yeah,
name.
and the
or
reason
your
we did that is so
tag
you
or
wouldn't.
whatever you want to call it at the bottom.
Yeah, we did that so you wouldn't have to sign in. We're helping you out. Help us help you.
Help us help you.
That's what I say.
Help me help you.
Help you, help me,
Help me.
help us.
Show me the money.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
so go to the website, check us out on iTunes, and I want to throw out a big ask, a big favor to all of our friends out there, all of Brad's friends out there. Please go to iTunes. It takes 2 seconds. Give us a rating. We
Maybe a little
prefer.
more than 2 seconds.
Well, either way, we prefer the more stars, the better.
Yeah.
But we want you to be honest. If you don't like the show, we're fine with a bad rating. But if you like the show, give us a great rating. And we love a written review.
Yes, and if you don't like it, please click on the Ask Us Anything. Tell us what we can do to improve.
Yeah,
what do you
what
want
did
to
we do?
hear? What do you want to? Yeah. What do we
What
do?
do we do?
What do we do?
Let us know.
What do we do?
And if you truly hate us and if you can communicate it in a great, like a really good way,
Then I want to meet you in
we want you
person.
to be on the show. We want to do a show called Why You Hate Us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you hate us? Anyway.
Anyway.
But like we said earlier, we tweet it out, we Instagram it out. The more higher star review we get, the more easily we can bring on people
Oh,
like Brad
dude.
and people,
Guys.
people of note that actually can speak to different aspects of filmmaking.
Absolutely. And we are absolutely in this together. When we grow, you grow. we're going to be able to bring you guys the kind of giveaways that you want. Cameras,
Oh yeah.
gear,
Yep.
stuff. T-shirts are fun. Giveaways are fun. Coupons are fun. But what if we were able to give you a camera, some audio recording equipment?
What if we were able to give you an interview with, a noted celebrity or a ASC member or whatever?
Absolutely.
Or like your very own personal PA that just like gets you coffee every day.
There you go.
Absolutely.
We can give you a human.
So these are the things we want to do. We want to really build the community. We want to really hear your all stories. And man, we're so stoked. This has been great.
Ready for it.
Show 11.
Show 11.
Unbelievable.
It's really been 11 episodes.
It's been 11 episodes.
Wow.
So, well, guys,
man.
it's been fun.
Yes, it has.
Thanks so much, Brad, for being on the show.
Oh,
Super dope.
we're going to throw up all of his information on the site, and you can check out the teaser to Eddie, all that jazz. But Brad
FDBpodcast.com.
Golowin, last thing to say, where can people find out more about you?
Just go to my website. It's bradgolowin.com, BradGolowin.
Sweet.
And thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, and if you guys are looking, if you're looking for a director who has a great point of view and a lot of skills, give him a holler. If you're a brand looking for a director to bring one of your projects to life, he's very diverse. He doesn't just shoot music videos or short films.
Nope.
He can bring your story to life.
Yeah, give him work so he gives me work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when he comes back on the show, he's like a superstar.
Rock star.
Yeah, it all comes around.
Sweet.
Cheers.
Cheers to that, man.
Cheers.
Boom and boom.
This podcast was recorded live at Sound Images Studio. Find out more at soundimages.com.